Mr. Primetime.
Cheers. Welcome back.
Long time no see.
Feels like it's been a while since we did a show.
I've been doing plenty. I've been busy just cruising along here.
Yeah, I guess my bad. And Tyrone too. Can blame him.
So we are back after a green and white practice, other practices, a couple weeks of practices. This is where I wish I had the Allen Iverson audio clip.
Talking about practice.
Yep. So what's up, everybody? Happy Monday.
And non-eventful practices too.
We do not need Sam Darnold back. And for all of you that are taking your hard-earned your hard-earned time to add these comments to my videos, you're getting a very abrupt response. So
you're getting a lot of those with Sam. I thought I'd be getting them more than you. I haven't gotten them.
Oh my goodness.
Darnold himself likes to comment, but other than him, I haven't had too many.
We want Tyrone. Only Tyrone. Well, James, you're gonna be greatly disappointed. So you can just log off now and take care. Adios.
I think he should owe an additional shotgun every week that he doesn't show up. So like right now he's at 2. If he doesn't show up tomorrow, it should be 3 for the following week, and it just keeps adding on until he finally shows up again.
What's up, Anthony? Sorry, sorry, dude. You're once we got in the parking lot hanging out, everybody, I wasn't checking my phone at all, man. So we were getting like direct messages and emails, like,
we posted a lot. Where were you?
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much we could do. I mean, we posted it, and I guess that's where we're going to start off first, prime time, is just thanking everybody. They stopped by and said hi, and it wasn't like a real tailgate for us. We were kind of just hanging out. So when we actually do a tailgate, we'll have like food and beer and everything else. This is kind of just like a hangout, but thank you to everybody that came out, man. It was so cool meeting so many people like Nick, Rachel, Joe Cologne, which was super cool. Yep. Obviously Steve and Gangrene David and Kyle. But, dude, it was really, really cool just to start putting faces behind the chat names, everything else. I had a blast, man.
Yeah, Liam also. Mark was there. A bunch of people that
Random man
interact with us in the chat. Yeah, tons of people. So I mean, it was definitely overwhelming seeing all that, and finally getting to actually place the the faces with the names and everything. And like you said in your video, I touched on it in mine that I put out a few minutes ago. Just like the past 18 months and all the shit that we went through. Like we get all the messages all the time, like thank you guys for what you do, but it's you guys. It's the fucking chat. It's the laughter, the drinks, and just being able to kind of put the shit that's on the news aside and just have some fun talking football. So you guys have gotten us through a lot of shit these last 18 months. So thank you.
Yeah, no, it was cool. And it was fun. It was fun to just to actually hang out and just talk football and drink some beers and joke around and, be ourselves. And let's see. What's up, Ephraim? Let's see. It is not time to panic. Not even remotely close. Let's see.
A little nervous.
Carolina flight and game tickets yesterday. Hope to meet you down there. Absolutely, man. No, there is nothing to like. We'll just start it like this because I fucking had it already. Because here's the deal. It's week 2 of training camp with a rookie quarterback, rookie head coach, rookie offensive coordinator, all these new things going on. Haven't even played a preseason game yet. He's expected to struggle. He is struggling. And now it's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. What did you expect? Him to be lights out day one and start laying the camp on fire and all this? It's a work in progress.
Well, no, I don't think anybody's expecting him to be lights out. I mean, we all acknowledge, timing with receivers, getting the playbook down, installing the playbook, getting your chemistry down with everybody. That's going to be a process. That's going to take a while. And we haven't played a preseason game yet. Totally understood. But I think we all expected a little bit more, at least,
What do we expect? And what are we expecting in practice now? He's going to be what? 13 of 13. Every practice going to be great.
Did you walk away very inspired from the green and white? Not that it means anything, but like you want to see some more wow.
And you know what? Were we at the practice when he was great? No. And that's a roller coaster ride. That's what it's going to be.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's not saying that he's a bust or that this is who he is, but you want to see a little bit more. We're seeing highlights every day. You want to see a little bit more.
And you know what? It's fucking August 9th.
Absolutely.
These fucking Sam Darnold comments are idiot. This is just idiot shit. This is the same old miserable fucking Jet fan that likes being miserable. Then those fucking miserable fans are the ones that feed Rich Cimini and these other clowns. Stop being that fan. Just stop. It's stupid.
I can give two shits about Sam. Like, where I'd like to see a little bit more is because you're talking about other rookies like Justin Fields, Trey Lance. It seems like every other day we're seeing highlights of them making these ridiculous throws. I'm just like, I'd like to see a little bit more out of that from Wilson.
Okay, so now as a Jets fan, I have to sit here and analyze what the Bears are doing, the 49ers are doing, the Jaguars are doing, or just understand the situation.
We all understand the situation.
So now we're going to compare Trey Lance in a 49ers offense that's already established to what they're trying to do here and implement and launch an entire new program. Apples and oranges. Not even remotely the same fucking thing.
I mean, he's still learning a brand new offense. He's still getting his chemistry.
Is Kyle Shanahan? Does Kyle Shanahan have his program in place already or not?
Does Trey Lance know it?
Does Kyle Shanahan have a program in place, or is he sitting here on day one trying to implement it and create a culture in his program?
Does Trey Lance know it? He doesn't.
No, but answer my question, Rick. Can you not answer the question? I know, because in your heart, you want to start all this shit, and half the fan base is the same way.
Who's even starting shit? It's an observation. You like to see him play a little better.
We like everybody play a little better. You want to see Beckham play better. We want to see everybody play better.
All right, so we'll go back to not criticizing anything.
No, we can criticize, but be realistic.
Of course.
Like, what the fuck did people expect on August 9th? It's not even a preseason game yet.
Do we not
people
panicking?
It's stupid.
We not preface every criticism with it's early. He's still getting the playbook down. He's still getting the timing down. He's still learning the offense. He's still learning his receivers. We say that all the time.
Okay. And yes, we'd like to see him play better, but a struggle isn't the end of the world. He's not a fucking bust. It's not time to panic. It's not all this shit.
Nobody said it is.
What do you mean nobody said it is? I fucking made responding comments all day.
Well, that's not me. I'm not saying that.
Well, but I'm talking about a topic that you're getting defensive about. I posted a video. I'm on Twitter, and this is the feedback that I'm getting. And I think it's fucking ridiculous. Like to be this impatient and this kind of scrutiny and the second week of camp is like amateur hour bullshit.
No,
it is. It's stupid.
And I agree with you on that point. Anybody that's calling him a bust or that's expecting him to be lighting it up every single day, yeah, that's ridiculous at this stage. We're 2 weeks in. They just installed pretty much the entire offense as of today, according to Coach Solid. So it's going to take time, absolutely. But let's not act like he's not missing open receivers, not holding on to the ball too long. He's showing you the typical,
and that's to be expected.
Absolutely.
So what's to be expected is what's happening. Okay. And are we going to go into? Are we going to go into?
But let me ask you this though: at what point, honestly, at what point does it become a little bit of a concern for you then? Like after second preseason game, week 1, when does it start to become something that you can criticize? Okay.
Like, what are we doing here? Like now, all of a sudden, we're like everybody. Once we got him, everybody's like, "Oh, we got to be patient when we got to do this." The first couple of days of bad practice, now all the fire alarms are going off. Everybody's fucking running around with all this bullshit. It's ridiculous. It's just amateur hour shit. It really is. And now it's like, oh, you're finding excuses for him. No, I'm talking reality. Look at the look what they're trying to do. Look what part of the process this is. This is like the same motherfuckers that were complaining about the offensive line in May or April. Oh my God, the offensive line. Oh my God, we're fucked. We're screwed. The whole season we're screwed. Fire Joe Douglas. 2 months later, everybody's ready to fucking put Joe Douglas in the Hall of Fame. Give me a break, man. It's like, this is some stupid shit. It is. It's stupid.
I thought this was going to be a fun show.
It's fun, but I thought I spent a fucking day doing all this nonsense. And they wonder why fucking Jet fans get criticized. It's fucking ridiculous. And nobody's dominating. He's dominating with the. So now we're having dominant practices where this is an indictment on what Trey Lance is. They haven't played a snap in the NFL yet. I mean, this is craziness now. It's just whatever, man. It's just, I can't take it already. I've already had enough. So let's see. Go back to the comments here. No, it's not that. It's just these comments. It's just ridiculous where you are in the whole program. And we're not fighting. Jose, go be mad about that. Steve has more fans than you. You go worry about that. How about there you go for that?
Does he?
Just, oh my goodness. What's up, everybody? I'm just tired of it, man. I'm already tired of it. I just can't. Because now it's only a matter before the beat writers start getting a part of it. But surprisingly, they're all taking the side of, dude, relax. It's so early in camp. They're all saying it. Connor Hughes said it. Brian Costello. They're all saying it. Like, dude, this is crazy. Like, everybody relax.
Even I've been saying it. I'm giving my evaluation on what I've seen from him. There's been ups and there's been downs. And
they're all to be expected.
I don't think there's anything wrong with talking about it.
Dude, you can say that he doesn't. I said he didn't play well. Then I go around and say, oh my God, man, the Jets made a huge fucking mistake at number 2. Like, what are they fucking doing? See, but they should go trade for Deshaun Watson right now.
I feel like a lot of that's just coming from other fan bases. Not so much.
No, they're coming from our fan base. Our fan base, there's a portion of it that just likes to be miserable and likes to complain about everything. They're probably complaining that the sun wasn't bright enough today. Like, you know what? It was sunny and 85 degrees, but it wasn't 86 fucking degrees. So let me complain and tell it to rain tomorrow. It's like, come on. Like, can't we just enjoy the process of rebuilding the whole organization? I'm surprised people are calling Becton a bust now because Carl Lawson's owning him almost every day in practice. One of those articles is going to start coming out tomorrow, or is that okay?
even though I don't agree with it, like it's hard not to understand where that Jet fan comes from. If you're a lifelong Jet fan who's seen this
but you know what the
process
thing
over
is,
and
though?
over again,
At what
your
point are we going to
patience starts to
realize?
wind down at some point.
Yeah, but at what point are we going to realize that what happened to Sam?
I think it's wrong, but I understand the fan who's been watching.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't understand it, because you know what? It doesn't make any sense to me. Because now I don't give a like what happened to Darnold and Geno and Hackenberg and Bryce Petty and Sanchez has nothing to fucking do with Zach Wilson at all. Nothing. Different coaching staff, different fucking players, different environment. Everything is 1000% different. It doesn't apply. Because Sanchez fucking played like shit 10 years ago, or Geno flamed out, or Hackenberg blew, or Bryce Petty blew. That's an indictment on Zach Wilson playing bad in practice now? It has no effect whatsoever. Not in the same fucking coaching staff. It's not Gates, it's not Bowles, it's none of them. Everybody's gone. Everything is brand new. It's a whole new scenario. So stop grouping this group into everybody else. I hate when people do that shit. It's crazy. So she saw you today. You didn't say hi.
Oh, what the hell? Say what's up next time.
Yeah, see, I didn't see First Take. I don't watch it.
No, I didn't see that either.
I can only imagine. Yeah, I'm not nervous at all. I just, this is all part of the process, man. All part of the process.
So let me transition and get your thoughts on Saleh. So, like, how have you felt about like the way he's conducted a lot of these practices? Like, we've been there for 2 of them. I was there for today's. It doesn't seem like there's like a whole lot of intensity. I know there's certain restrictions, obviously, with the CBA as far as the number of padded practices, the amount of hitting that you could do. But it seems like we've kind of walked away saying, all right, that was very uneventful, wasn't very inspiring. What are your thoughts on the way he's kind of ran things these first 2 weeks?
Interesting, because he was brought in. We thought he was this fiery, passionate, fire brimstone kind of guy. You don't see him yell. He's not about. He came out and said he's not about penalty laps and push-ups. There's not a lot of. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of intensity. But I've only been to a couple practices. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of intensity. Like the padded practices, I didn't see like the full pad, full contact practice. We didn't see firsthand, so we don't know what that's really like. It's interesting, man. It's a different approach, but it seems like a lot of these new coaches, it's all about making the players feel comfortable, making the players feel supportive. Like even like when when the Yankees hired Aaron Boone, or the Jets or the Mets hired their manager, it was always about, we got to show support. We got to do this. It's like that whole new age of like you kind of cater to the modern athlete, but the intensity surprises me a little bit. I thought you'd see a little bit more, physicality. But I'm also thinking that you're going to start seeing that in these joint practices. When they do the joint practice, I think things are going to start heating up a little bit. The preseason games, I think he may have to, may flip the switch then, because he's learning on the fly too, man. I think he's learning a lot of things here. I mean, how to handle injuries, how to, talk about injuries, not talk about injuries. And I think if the team comes out flat and gets, their ass beat on Saturday, the Giants start smacking around a little bit. Like, all right, you know what? This approach isn't going to work. We got to cater it a little bit. We got to change it. But I think they're all learning a lot of things, and the one thing that, if I had a criticism that kind of bothered me a little bit, is that his explanation of when Zach Wilson was struggling on Saturday, and the reason why nobody was talking to him. Did you hear that?
No.
Okay. So Zach was struggling, and he said, well, on game day, it's a lot different. He goes, in practice, when Zach was struggling, he goes off the field, and then LaFleur is worried about the second string offense, everything else. Yeah. And Calabrese is worried about everything else. They're not even talking to Zach. So he comes off the field after a terrible series. Nobody's talking to him because they're all focused on the second string offense and that. And
I think Josh Johnson's role now.
Yep. And I think that, to be honest with you, is probably where they miss Greg Knapp. I think maybe there is where you have that extra person on the sideline that helps out. Because if Calabrese is worried about being on the field watching the plays, LaFleur is upstairs doing it. The other person I'm assuming would probably have been Greg Knapp. Would you think that could be what it was?
Absolutely.
But that was a bit concerning to me. It's like, wow, here's your practice in your, in theory, scrimmage, and your first string offense isn't playing well, and the guy's sitting on the sideline like, all right, I'm going to try to figure this out myself with no iPad, with no whatever the hell, no Surface, whatever thing they're called. So he couldn't look at that. He was just basically standing there like, I can't make adjustments. I got to kind of figure it out on the fly because no coach is helping me, and I don't have a tablet. That's not ideal, right?
I mean, you would think they'd be trying to make things as game-like as possible, make him as comfortable as possible, but I don't know.
That explanation was kind of to me like, wow, like that's not ideal at all, because you want to maximize the whole practice. So while the second string's on the field, somebody's talking to him and, listen, man, you're missing these reads. You're not doing this. The defense is flying all around. I mean, the offensive line without Vera Tucker is obviously an issue, but the defense, like Lawson looks great. Mosley looks fast. May looks fast. But, at least, that explanation bothered me a little bit, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, that and the other thing I mentioned today is just that it seems like every day is a good day. Like there hasn't been one day yet, like where he's been a little disappointed, where he's called somebody out. Yeah, so I'm waiting to see a little bit more of that Parcells type. Like you said, like the leadership is there. You see why he's a player's coach. Now, can he be that discipline guy? And I feel like training camp, like that's where you should be doing that. Raise the bar, make players uncomfortable. I mean, you train fighters, and if they're getting ready for like a 3-round fight, you're probably pushing them 5 rounds, 7 rounds. Practice should always be harder than the actual game itself. And so far, like based on what I've seen, it's like, training camp's kind of been just a walk in the park. It hasn't really been a lot of physicality and guys getting after as much as you'd like to see, but that could be coming soon. So it's early.
Hopefully. Yeah, no, I mean, it's interesting, man. But it's a whole different approach. It's a completely different approach. And maybe the thing that, things that we watched in the past didn't necessarily work. So maybe this approach will work, but I think they're learning on the fly. And I thought, I think that they're going to have to adjust things. And I'm hoping that this whole picks up a little bit, like I said, with the joint practices, the preseason games. Like, you don't want to see him come out on Saturday and be flat. You want to see him prepared. You want to see physical fast. Like if they have these kind of practices and they come out like a ball of fire on Saturday, like, all right, it's paying off. They're fresh. They're ready. They're motivated. They're inspired. If they're going through this and they come out and they're like kind of mediocre on Saturday, not even talking about wins or losses, just talking about quality effort, like prepared, like they look like they're assembled and competitive. Like, all right, like there's a lot taken from a preseason game, man. So, I can't take it today. The comments I got today were driving me out of my. I was just like, you got to be kidding me with this already.
Clearly, I haven't gotten your comments because I'm not that bad.
Yeah, I mean, I got it everywhere. I was getting direct messages on Twitter. I was getting everywhere. I'm like, this is just crazy. So anything? I mean, other notes from the green and white thing is that the kickers suck.
I don't think our week 1 kickers on the roster.
I don't think so either.
Kyle's notes today, as far as what the kickers did, I mean, they haven't been doing shit in practice. Even in the other practices that we've been at, they're not getting any actual like live special teams reps as far as doing field goals and everything. So I'm just thinking, those guys are just bodies right now, and eventually they'll bring in a vet or something. Yep.
So let's see. Aikman, Manning, and Elway, just a few of the many quarterbacks that struggled in their first season. I mean, yeah, there's a long line of them, man. I mean, even look at the struggles. You don't have to go too far. Look at Josh Allen, how he struggled. A lot of young quarterbacks struggle early on. I mean, even there's somebody had tweets about Patrick Mahomes in his rookie year. People ripping him to saying he was a bust and everything else.
Well, he didn't even play his rookie year.
That's what I'm saying. But they're like, but it was like practice tweets. Like, what is this kid doing? Doesn't it's all kinds of. So, let's see what I got here. Who is the QB coach? Rob Calabrese, first time guy. It's the first time he's ever done it. So there's a lot of moving parts here. Yep, I agree. What are we doing here? If anyone started a new job, we'd all mess up in the first 2 weeks. Yeah, and it's not. Listen, it's not. And the one person was attacking me saying you're already making the same excuses for Wilson that you made for Sam. I'm like, no, I'm not. It's fucking week 2. It's like, well, now he has all the receivers. He has all this. He's still learning offense. If he's doing this in week 14 of the season, then I'll start worrying a little bit. Like, all right, he's got a lot of work to do. It's August 9th, man. Like, people are just it's almost like people are just waiting for him to fail to say, I told you so. I told you we should have got Justin Fields. I told you we should have Trey Lance. I told you we should have kept Sam Darnold. Like that group is already waiting to say, I told you so. Of course, if Wilson plays well, those tweets will all go away. The comments will all go away. They'll even go running high like they always do. But it's.
Hope you're not talking about me.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the other people.
All right, just making
sure. Commenters. So Jamal in Seattle is priceless. Yes, it is.
That's not getting any better anytime soon.
So he reported to camp. He's just not practicing.
It's a sit-in or hold-in, whatever they're calling it. Instead of a holdout, he's actually there, just not practicing. So.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. What is this? Hold on. This is like I'm telling you. I want the Allen Iverson thing. We're talking about practice. Like man. Like I get it, but jeez. What's up, Alistair? He's in Scotland, right?
I think we're just all anxious. We want to see what was advertised with him. That's all.
Josh Allen got paid today. What are your guys' thoughts? I mean, good for him. Long-term deal for the Bills. Makes a lot of sense. He's earned it.
280, right?
Yeah. I'm most curious to see what the Browns do at Mayfield now. I mean, Josh Allen is a rising star. His game is just elevating, every year. But now he got that money. What does Baker Mayfield get? What does Lamar Jackson get? That gets interesting.
those negotiations are going to be interesting because I don't know if the Browns feel the same way, as far as, what Baker's done early on. I mean, he hasn't really carried the team the way that Josh Allen has. So if he's asking for that kind of money, I don't know if they would give it to him or not.
Is White the backup quarterback? I don't know. I think it could be James Morgan. I don't know.
I mean, the first depth chart came out today. I'm not going to read much into that, but he's the second quarterback right now with Morgan third. But I thought Morgan's played a little bit better than him so far.
I'm excited for the practice against the Packers. Absolutely. And the Jets defense, man, I mean, that defensive line is ferocious. And you're starting to see who the corners are going to be. I guess they really like Javelin Guidry. You got Hall, you got Austin. So like Michael Carter. So looks like that's going to be your corners. What else we got here? Trying to think of any other big notes from camp.
Jets put him to guard today. David Moore, undrafted free agent that was highly coveted supposedly. So
I also have
with Alex Lewis out and Cam Clark still banged up. Maybe he's got to play something.
I also may have a scoop too. That I have to wait. Yeah, I got some Jet scoop. I got to wait till tomorrow to tell everybody.
You haven't told me yet?
I can't say shit. I'm not allowed to say shit. I can tell you later.
Yeah, you better tell me off the air.
The shirts are fire. Oh, good. I'm glad you got them, man. Prime time. Your thoughts on Steve Cohen's pep talk and his tweets?
Do we have to talk baseball tonight?
The third place Mets?
They're not going to see first again.
But I mean, you got to be honest though. That the speech that was given yesterday by your favorite player was very inspiring, man.
Well, hold on.
Put a smile on your face.
Hold on.
You got to be happy, man.
Hold on. You just talked about not panicking. That's
I'm just saying that speech had to inspire you.
He's trying to show some leadership. Baseball season's a marathon. It's not a sprint. 100.
Just relax and smile.
I mean,
are you smiling?
I personally would like to see people throwing shit and getting upset, breaking bats. That's my approach. But I understand the long-term outlook and just trying to stay at an even keel. Baseball is a different kind of animal where you can't get too high, too low. So I understand what he was saying.
I can't remember a Jets wide receiver prospect that's as highly touted as Moore seems to be. Yeah, I mean he is definitely the real deal, and it's good to see that Wilson's trying to work on establishing chemistry with Corey Davis too, because that's definitely necessary.
And that's also why, unfortunately, I think it's going to be a problem for Mims. So it seems like all these fans are just like apologizing for him, thinking that he's automatically going to be a star. I'm like, listen, the guy's got talent, second-year player. It's still too early to judge him, but where's he getting his reps? Right now, he's got 4 guys that are clearly in front of him. And for an offense that's doing a lot of 2-back sets, 2 tight end sets, where's he going to be on the field? How are you getting him reps? How are you getting him targets? Today he didn't have 1 target that I saw.
I like Keelan Cole too, man. I do. Yep. Keelan Cole's a smooth route runner. He really is.
Yep.
Actually, primetime went today, so you can give your thoughts on today, man.
I mean, very uninspiring again. I mean, not full pads. Wilson, I think, was like 5 of 14. He looked really good in the red zone, actually. Corey Davis, I think he had like 3 touchdowns, but that was all like 7-on-7. There was no O-line, no D-line. Had 1 real nice touchdown back of the end zone, good toe tap. But during team drills, it was just a mess, especially like later on, pass rush blitzes, just getting right after him. Carl Lawson had another 2 or 3 sacks, most likely, if it was a real game. So didn't really have a whole lot of time. And when he did, just some throws that were off target and shit like that.
He's been impressive as shit, man. Carl Lawson's so impressive. Yep. Like every day he's bringing the same energy, the same just explosiveness. It's fun to watch.
Yep.
I hope the Bills stay in New York. Doesn't feel right. They move to Texas. They're not moving to Texas. No, they're not. I think this is all about money and politics, and they mean way too much to that area to move them to Texas. It's just posturing at this point. So let's see. Hope you fellas doing well. Been so busy moving into a new apartment. All right. Well, congrats. You got to have a party first then. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, right?
Let's go. There. Yeah, let's do it. Crowder. Well, oops, I hit the wrong button here. Hold on a second. Anything on Crowder? Crowder's like unreliable, man.
He's been quiet though. Yeah. Just not a whole lot of targets. Haven't really noticed him all that much. I mean, he'll be out there, I'm sure, when the regular season starts, but been very quiet.
Let's see. One comment. Watching Wilson, I don't see Hackenberg or the like. I see a kid who has the skills and talent is going to work at it.
I completely agree with that. Yeah.
That's the one thing that a couple of the players said, the Michael Carter and a couple other guys said, that the kid's just really, really motivated to get better. Like always studying, always working, willing to stay after, always do work. So that's how you get a lot of respect from that's how a lot of veterans will start like respecting you too. So
yeah, and that's the one thing I'll agree that stands out. I mean, all the intangibles that we talk about as far as arm strength, mobility, the quick release. I mean, you definitely notice all that. So as long as you're getting him coached up and he's learning the offense, I think week by week we'll see him getting better.
I doubt Cole's on this roster. And I mean, let's get through this year first. You never know what could happen, man.
Same thing with Crowder, though. They're both on one-year contracts.
Yep. Is Croft going to be the starting tight end?
I don't know if there's going to be a legitimate like number one tight end. Like they've been rotating him, Herndon, and Griffin. Even Yeboah has been getting some work.
Wesco's making some moves.
He's going to be your fullback / tight end. He's going to make the team. He made a few plays today too. So yeah, I think Croft is definitely going to make it. I just don't know if he's going to be your starter or not.
Second week of training camp, all offenses look bad. Well, I mean, that's especially true when you're completely launching a brand new one. And we talked about this earlier last week. Saleh keeps saying that the defense is very basic. They're not inundating them with all kinds of complicated shit. They're like, listen, this is your job, attack. Like, use your athletic ability, attack, and that's it. And then on third down, they get a little fancier, but their base defense is not very. It's intricate, but not like you're not swimming in like a playbook about it. Like the offense, like they're.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, that was what John Franklin Myers was talking about a few days ago, where like this defense is so different from like the past couple of years, where it was more read and react, and now guys are just pinning their ears back and going. So I think that's why we're seeing the defense so far ahead.
Might have missed some of this, but do you have any reports on the supposed kickers? Yeah, they weren't good, man.
Not great.
Amendola's got a huge leg. I mean, he's got a lot more boom in it, but it's nothing.
Yeah, he was 4 for 4 during the green and white, but again, during practices though, like they haven't actually been doing any live kicking yet.
So now we can touch on this. So
that burrito was fucking delicious though.
But still, like, what are we doing? Like, there's always a catch with MetLife Stadium, right? Like, you go in there now, everybody was like excited, like, oh, it's a free parking, free. We can all at the park for free. Obviously, admission's free. They had the whole new PR guy inside. They had a band playing outside. Such a cool, festive environment. The seating was a little bit weird, but whatever. And then you come inside and obviously people were excited to be there. It's a Saturday night. You want to have a couple beers, even though you're going to spend $12 a beer, $14 a beer, whatever it was. I'm like, all right, you know what? Screw it. I'll go get one. Maybe you'll get one too. And we're sitting there, and you go in the burrito line, which has Bud Light and Budweiser there. I'm like, sir, can I get a Bud Light? No. What do you mean no, dude? Well, if you buy a burrito, you can get a Bud Light, but without the burrito, you can't get a Bud Light. What the fuck? So I got to spend $25 for what?
Like, burrito was good though, man. That was a good burrito.
Come on, dude. It's just like what?
Not worth the price, but it was a good burrito.
It's always something though. There's always some kind of catch. It's just wild, man. It's not everywhere. No, the bar in the middle of the stadium, they had like separate. Where we were sitting, they didn't have the option, but in the middle of the stadium, they had a full bar and they had a couple beer stands, but not where we were. So it was just funny. And it was super cool hanging out. I'm glad like Nick was there with us. They could say we weren't going crazy. Like, dude, we're all sitting there like, we got to buy burritos to just, oh, man. So we'll see what happens to that. How did the corners look? Very aggressive.
Yeah, Javelin Guidry, he had a nice pick. Bless Austin, he's been physical at the line.
Bryce Hall
has made a few plays. So I think those are probably going to be your starting three.
Michael Carter. Who's the other? Eccles too, man.
Yep.
And then the one kid, it was it Elijah Campbell? The kid's like sneaky good too. Yeah. Some interesting competition. But I mean, when you have that kind of pass rush in front of them, though, with that defensive line, and they're doing all this without Quentin Williams. Now, keep in mind, Vera Tucker is also out too. But I mean, can you imagine Quentin Williams with this? The way Carl Lawson's playing like this.
Yep. Problem for Elijah Campbell though is, I mean, you have 3 rookie cornerbacks plus Bless plus Bryce Hall. Isaiah Dunn's also in the mix. I mean, I don't know if he's going to have a spot. I don't know how many corners you're planning on keeping.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. I'm most fascinated to see how they delegate reps this weekend too. They tried to ask Saleh today, and he said they got to figure it out. It's still too early in the process to do that, but if I'm curious to see how much Zach plays, how do they handle this? How much the starters play? What it's going to be with only 3 games. Like, is this like your second game in the preseason? Is like I don't know how. I couldn't even imagine how they're going to handle this.
I'm sure like the first team will get like a quarter, maybe 2 series, something like that. I don't think they'll play the first half, but
yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting for sure. I just want to see Carl Lawson, Bull Rush, Andrew Thomas, and sack Daniel Jones. I'm down for that. And then once he does that, take him out of the game because let's not get him hurt. Let's keep him healthy. He's
that's the biggest thing, just getting out of this healthy.
Definitely excited for the game though. It's gonna be fun to watch. Let's see. Yeah, it's fun. I'm excited about preseason. I'm excited to see all these young players play. And then I always say his name wrong. The starting outside linebacker, the rookie.
Nasruddin.
Yeah.
He looked good again today, too. I
Yep.
think it was Croft that had like a catch in coverage, and Nasruddin just came right from behind, knocked that shit right out. He looked pretty good.
They got definitely a lot more speed on the defense.
Yep.
Let's see. Is that the Jets of the MetLife food? I don't know who decides that you have to buy a burrito to get a beer. Apparently, somebody was telling me they do that in Philadelphia too now. That you know, so I don't know. I think
that was just the line that we went in.
Just our luck.
Yeah, it was the burrito line. So if you want to get a beer, you got to get a burrito.
Dude, you don't have a stand with Budweisers and Bud Lights sitting there, and then when you order one, they say, no, you can't have one.
Well, the beer was in the background. The actual stand was for burritos. So,
what's up, Cody? All right, so prime time, a question for you. In your opinion, how many more seasons until we can say the roster is fully cleansed of McCagnon players? I want them all gone.
So, I mean, Marcus
you want Quinnen gone?
Yeah, I was going to say, Quinnen's one guy that I don't think would want to see gone. Marcus May, depending on the price, I think we would like him back because we don't really have any other safeties. Other than that, I think Wesco still potentially has a future. I think Cashman, he's looked okay so far in camp. I think Adoga is probably battling with McDermott for your fourth tackle spot. And other than that, I mean, I don't know if there's anybody off the top of my head I'm missing, but other than that, I mean, I think they all might be gone.
And this whole Alex Lewis story is a little bit weird too, isn't it? There's something a little strange going on with that.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Just hope he's all right.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. Are you guys happy we claimed David Moore from the Panthers? And do you think he'll have a chance to be a starter?
I don't know about a starter.
I don't know about a starter.
Yeah, you got Van Roten right now as your starting right guard, and Feeney's been filling in for Vera Tucker while he's out at left guard. And if Cameron Clark comes back, I mean, I don't know where Moore would fit in.
Let's see. Wait, what is this comment here? Do they kick you out if you bring your own liquor in from outside the stadium? Yes. You got to bring your own. You got to buy it all in there.
Now, if you sneak it in, they don't see. I mean,
those were the days, man.
Yeah,
those were days.
A little flask in the jacket. Yeah.
Dude, did I tell you my sub trick? I think I told you the sub trick.
No, you didn't.
I never told you my sub trick. This is back in the Meadowlands. Well, because like in the Meadowlands, you could bring in your own sandwiches. You could bring in like stuff. You could bring in food. So what I would do is I'd buy a huge Italian roll, like a big piece of Italian bread. I'd gut out all the stuff. I put beer cans in it. I take lettuce. I put the lettuce all over it, and you wrap it in aluminum foil, and you have some of the lettuce hanging out of aluminum foil. So they say, "What do you have?" Like, you just think it's a sub. You see like a wrap thing. You see lettuce hanging out. Oh, you must have a sub. We'd be bringing in like 6-8 beers a game.
Why do beer? Why not just like go liquor?
Fuck, because I just drink beer. I mean, it's just drinking beer, but this is like years ago. We used to bring all kinds of shit in the Meadowlands.
I used to remember bringing food in there, and then 9/11, and then that was over. Couldn't bring anything in after that.
Any interest in watching Hard Knocks? I probably
not really.
Yeah, I may have checked it out.
I might tune in, but nothing like the days with Rex.
You guys still think we get a veteran corner?
Who's even out there right now?
You probably gotta wait till cuts. You never know. What about the guy from the Jaguars that's on the block?
CJ Henderson. What are you giving up for him though?
But is it a red flag though that your first round pick, a high first round pick, you're ready to get rid of him already? That's kind of like it's got to be alarming. That's
top 10 pick after 1 year. That's definitely alarming. But also, I mean, Urban Meyer didn't draft him, so
still, man, that's a lot. That's a high commodity, and I'm not giving a first round pick for him though. I would give less.
I wouldn't either. No, maybe the second from the Darnold trade, but even that's I don't know.
Oops. Do you guys know if they're going to live stream the scrimmages?
Probably not.
The Niners and it was the Eagles.
It always feels like they're kind of secretive with all the stuff they do in practices and scrimmages. They usually don't like having all the live plays being out there, so I don't think so.
Those are some clean Let's Talk Jets radio tank tops. Just I had my favorite one so far. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, it's he may need a new start, but it's so weird, man. A first round pick, a high first round pick, 1 year later, ready to ship him out. And it's not even like not even halfway through training camp already.
He was what, like 9th overall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definite red flags with that.
That's definitely weird. What else we got here? T-shirt is great, dudes. Oh, thank you, man. Oh, you got it finally? Thank God, man. That's all out there in Scotland. I was wondering how long it took. I sent like to Scotland, Brazil, and Spain. I'm sure it took like
Oh,
freaking
shit.
3 weeks to get there. So
Glad it got there.
I'm curious what is your opinion on training camp brawls, disciplinary laps, and push-ups? I think brawls happen. I think sometimes brawls happen on purpose because a coach tells like certain players on the team to make them happen. I know Rex did it with Bart Scott and Jimmy Leonard. Parcells had guys that he would instigate. He wanted to happen to set the intensity up a lot. So that's a lot of times it's the heat of the battle. They get tired of hitting each other, seeing each other. The laps and push-ups, I think it depends how bad it gets. Like if your quarterback gets ragdoll and thrown to the ground and it's legitimate like haymakers and shit like that and a full out fisticuffs. But I think it's part of the game, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I'm a little more old school. I think that, you know, if you're not fighting, then you're probably not working hard enough. You're not, you know, pushing the guy in front of you. But the laps and push-ups, I mean, I could deal without that. We saw Todd Bowles do the penalty push-ups a number of years back. That didn't do shit. So I think like the push-ups and the laps, like that should be more like when your team's just unprepared, guys not knowing their responsibilities, not knowing their routes. So you just look ill-prepared out there. Like that's when you could do shit like that. But like for a fight or whatever, that's part of the game. Unless it gets, like you said, out of control where there's like penalties and actual punches, quarterback involved. Then it's a little different. Maybe.
Like there's like the little brush up where guys are pushing and shoving and a lot of, you know, like gets a little heated and they circle up and they kind of break it off. But if it turns in with like the ripping helmets off and the quarterback's involved and it gets nasty and like, you know what I mean? Like legitimate ugly shit, then that's different. But I'm telling you, there's coaches that they do this on purpose. They want these guys pissed off. And they want that intensity a little higher. And it kind of galvanizes your position group a little bit. The defensive line rallies together. The offensive line rallies together. It's part of the game. So we'll see. You know, and then Sal is pretty much saying he's not into the whole penalty lap shit. So, I think the compensation for Henderson is not going to be as high as people think.
It's going to be more than a fourth or a fifth, I think.
More than a fourth. I'm probably seeing that second one. Probably that's what they're shooting for. They're not going to get a first, I don't think. Let's see. Funny how everyone's focusing on Wilson, not looking at the overall picture. There is a one position group on the Jets that is an existing solid unit, not one D. I mean, the defensive line's solid.
I'll say D-line's pretty good. I think
wide
the wide
receivers
are pretty good. Even though there's a lot of changes with that group, you still have a lot of talent there, a lot of depth.
You know who surprised me, to be honest with you? Tevin Coleman still got some scoots, man. He can still run.
He's quick, man. Even today, there was a few runs. He got to the outside pretty quick. I think there was one screenplay. Blockers were out in front. He took it for a nice gain. So
people are kind of writing him off. Like they're assuming he's not gonna make it. He's pretty explosive, man. I was surprised by him.
And just because of his experience too, I think he's probably gonna be your starting back to start the year.
We need to get Gastineau, Klecko, and Lyons in the Hall of Fame. I hear as a kid. Well, Klecko should be in there. I mean, that's just it's insanity that it's not. Yeah, Lyons not.
Gastineau, you can make a case for.
Yeah, but Klecko's it's a crime at this point that he's not in. What's the best gift you guys ever got? For what?
Like Jets related?
I don't know.
I can give one Jets related.
Let's hear it.
The very first year. So I told you guys, like I used to have season tickets 2 sections over from Fireman Ed because my dad got them from somebody at work. So the very first year that he couldn't get those seats anymore, we had to become like season ticket holders. And there was like, at that point, there was a line of like 15,000 people. This was before the PSLs. So there was like a 2-year stretch where we were just going game by game. And that happened to be the year with 2001 where they won the division. So for that year, we didn't have automatic playoff tickets. So it was like right before my birthday, January 7th. And my dad was able to get upper deck tickets for that game where we beat Peyton Manning 41-0. So that was probably my best gift. I enjoyed being there for that one.
I'm trying to think. I think mine was I got tickets to a Mo Wilkerson charity dinner, and I ended up like hanging out with like who was it? It was like
Bowles?
Ed. No, it was like Ed Reed and all those guys and like Bart Scott. It was super cool, man. Like it was like David Harris. It just ended up like it was the luck of the draw. Like they were on my side, and they would just sit like Ed Reed just sat at our table and started talking to us. I'm like, and I was a huge Ed Reed fan, not like Jets related, but yeah, that kind of just kind of cool in terms of the Jets. Let's see.
I remember at the one Wilkerson dinner where you and Bowles became best friends.
I was liquored up too, boy. That was a rough one. That was fun though. There's the ones I missed the most were Jericho Cotchery's parties, man. He had the best ones because the quarterbacks always came. Like Sanchez was always there, but it was like everybody always went to Cotchery's parties, man. Almost the entire team at some point throughout the night would show up. They were They were a lot of fun. Like Revis was there hanging out. Let's see what we got here. Here's a question for you, Primetime. How's Jared Davis looked?
Not too noticeable. I remember on the green and white on Saturday night, they were using him a lot on the blitz, coming off the edge a little bit. So, I think he got there like once or twice, but haven't noticed him all that much. I know today he got beat for a touchdown. I forget who it was. I think Herndon or one of the tight ends beat him for a touchdown. But other than that, haven't really noticed him a lot.
Let's see. I'll tell you, Mosley's impressive, though. You could see the Mosley's definitely, he looks a lot faster.
Best player on the defense by far.
Are the traffic patterns fixed at the stadium?
We'll see.
Wait till you need to know. You need to have like 50,000 fans there before you figure it out. Because yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
My guess is probably not.
Yep. How do you get a tank top? Which one? We have some left, so it depends on what size you are. Let's see here. What's the best stadium you guys have been to? Dallas.
Yeah, for me it was definitely Dallas. I mean, I've only been to Dallas, Arizona, Cleveland, and Buffalo. So yeah. Definitely
yeah, Dallas for the technology and just the visual and the entertainment value and just the whole the environment of it all. But in terms of just complete like game day atmosphere, Lambeau is something else. Lambeau is such a good time.
I remember the one thing that stood out with Dallas when the players came out and like the fire went up. You fucking felt that shit on your face, like that. You actually felt like your face was burning, like that. That's how like close you were to like it.
And it was so loud, like the music was loud, everything was just loud. It was like a concert. I saw Mark Asno after the scrimmage. So sad to see him. That he's been dealing with some health issues, man. It's unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Yeah.
How did White look on Saturday?
Like pretty much the other quarterbacks. I mean, the offense in general didn't look good. They had one touchdown drive. I forget if it was White or Morgan that led it. But other than that, I mean, they were struggling for first downs, a lot of check downs. Wasn't a whole lot. Shout
out Mental Health. Appreciate that, man. Now hit the like button. We appreciate that too.
Definitely appreciate that.
That was funny. I want another tank top. How many of you guys got over there? You two were funny as hell. It was so much fun hanging out with you guys. That was a blast, man. And whose Jameson was that? Well, no, what was it? It was Hennessy we had.
I think that was Kyle's. That was like some special, like, imported shit.
Yeah,
that hit me.
I'll pass on that.
It was pretty good, but after like 5 Trulies, not so good.
Yeah. So this is an interesting move for the Jets, the linebacker. And you made a good point about Jared Davis too, because I remember the one practice that I was at, I kept looking for him, and the guy that stuck out to me was Noah Dawkins. It wasn't even Davis. Yep. So I guess we'll see how he plays once the games start.
And he might have a chance too, because you're looking at your linebackers. You got what? You got Mosley, Davis, the 2 rookies, Nasruddin, Sherwood, and Cashman. Who else is really making the team at linebacker right now? And I would assume you're keeping more than 5. So unless you're picking up a veteran like KJ Wright or somebody, there might be a spot for a guy like Dawkins.
Henny, and it was trash. It was terrible. Yeah, it wasn't good. I tried to be nice about it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's not too bad. And walk away.
I thought it was all right. But I don't know.
Let's see.
I've had worse.
I've definitely had worse, but let's see. Some things I'm looking forward to watching this season: consistency, leadership, better third down efficiency, time management, better operation of 2 and 4-minute offense.
How about adjustments at halftime?
Definitely.
Can we get that?
Definitely need that preparation for sure.
Or do we have to watch the film afterwards and then make the adjustments?
Cashman actually made some plays, man. He's moving around. Like don't want to say anything. I don't want to jinx it, because every time you get a glimmer of hope for him, he gets hurt.
Yep.
So, but yeah, he's definitely like he could flourish in this offense, in this defense, but we'll see.
If he gets through the second preseason game without getting hurt, I think he'll be all right.
Can't wait for the live streams for the games this year. If you do them, it feels like being across the water with the boys. Absolutely, man.
Can we go live inside the stadium? Like, is that allowed? Like, according to YouTube and NFL rules, is that allowed?
I don't know, man. I really don't know.
Because if it is, I want to do that shit. I think that'd be fun. Get the live reaction from inside the building.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to the first down run, second down run play calling. I'm really looking forward to that. So,
unfortunately, I think that's probably going to be what we see like early on, just because like the run blocking, I feel like it's been a lot better so far than the pass blocking. So I think.
Well, also, I mean, this offense is predicated on running the football. Like they want to run the football to establish the line of scrimmage, get everybody comfortable, open up play action pass, wear down the defense. That's part of their principles. They openly say that too. Like they're not scared to say it.
Yep. You know what I'm surprised we haven't seen yet? Not once up tempo. Hurry up, like not one drive in practice yet. They've gone like up tempo, just straight hurry up. Not at all. Like in years past, Gase, Bowles, like all of them, you had like at least like 15, 20 minutes where you practice like your 2-minute drill. Not once.
Well, there's a lot of things, dude, that they haven't.
Yeah, it's strange, man.
You guys should go live from the parking lot before and after the game. What we're gonna do, we will do more interviews. I had to start out with the first one with Steve, but we'll do more of that. It wasn't really a tailgate. We were kind of just hanging out. We only had like an hour and 45 minutes. We weren't there all that long. We were trying to get used to saying hi to everybody and everything else. So we're definitely gonna be doing more parking lot stuff. It will be quite entertaining.
You guys can watch me be Tyson in beer pong, which
never happens. That's fine.
Happens every week.
You know, and then somebody said that I bullied Steve, and I should be embarrassed myself. Just so you know.
What?
They said, yeah, they said about bully. So
Steve knows it's all in good fun.
Yes,
and he comes back at us too, so he bullies us sometimes.
Oh yeah, he does, and he does it on other podcasts too. He goes on other shows, and he rips the shit out of us. So that's he gets back at us. Don't worry. And just so all you guys know what primetime did to me. So we were supposed to meet at 4:00 on Saturday. Now I live an hour and 20 minutes from the stadium. Primetime lives a half hour from the stadium. I get there at 4. Steve gets there at 4:05. Primetime gets there at 4:40. I almost had 40 minutes with just me and Steve talking about Jets, Mets, college football, the UFC, his workout regimen. You owe me, dude. Completely owe me.
Listen, I know you.
I ripped down 3 Trulies in 15 minutes because I was like, oh my god, where the hell's primetime?
I know you guys are really good friends. You've been bonding over the last few live streams that we've done. We finally called in. It seemed like you guys were on good terms. So I wanted to make sure you guys had a chance to just connect and interact on a human level.
I evaluated my every life decision by sitting there for that half hour. I'm like, what am I doing here? Like, this is like, where is everybody and how is this happening?
Once I pulled up and I saw it was just you and Steve, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just sit in my car and let them hang out for a little bit.
Son of a bitch. Did you guys hear Peyton Manning's speech? Spoken like an NFL commissioner. Watch out, Goodell.
Funny as hell. The clips I heard. I didn't see the whole thing though.
Yeah, Peyton's gonna be a businessman. I think if anything, he'll go into like a front office or he's gonna be like an owner or something like that. I don't think he's gonna go to the commissioner route. But he's definitely gonna make an impact. Tyson and Steve forever. Oh, painful, man.
BFF.
I just got here. Not sure if you covered it. How about Lewis losing on Saturday? Yeah, he got smoked, man. He got absolutely dominated. That was, and to be honest with you, that Jose Aldo, man, was awesome. To be what he's doing right now and how fast his boxing look and how crisp and him versus TJ Dillashaw, sign me up on a heartbeat for that. I'd watch that. And what's her face too? Was it not Suarez? What the hell? The woman, her and Angela Hill had a great fight too.
Oh, Tesha Torres.
Yeah,
Tesha Torres.
Yeah, it was a great fight.
She looked really good.
Yep, and she usually does like a lot of like the ground and pound, like grind it out. And they were just throwing, man. So Steve actually does like sled workouts and like extreme workouts and all kinds of shit. I couldn't do it. I can tell you that much.
He's getting big, man.
He is. Will you guys live stream games this year if you're not going to the game? Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely going to do that.
Yeah, if we're home on a road game, we'll definitely do the live streams again.
I thought Steve was going to get a pile driver from that. Nah, man. No, we're having fun with it. Caller Steve is everything I thought he would be and more. Yeah, I mean, the tailgate, you had him and Gangrene David. It was a celebrity fest there. So that was pretty cool.
It's only a matter of time before the two of them start their own podcast.
Yeah, it's coming. It'll last about 3 weeks, but it's coming. So, Tyson, at the home opener, you're interviewing me. No, I'm not. If you're going to tell me I'm doing something, it's never going to happen. Or if we do, it will not be.
I want to make sure that happens because that would be a good fucking interview.
It wouldn't be a pleasant one.
No, that would be a good interview.
Well, the home opener is going to be, it's always like a wild, like experience, like a wild, like tailgate. Everything's pretty crazy too. So, can't really, let's see. How do you think Zach will do facing defense like the Dolphins and the Patriots? Good question.
Personally, I think this year is going to be a lot of struggles. I mean, just based off of
But the Bills defense, they're good too.
I think this entire year it's going to be a roller coaster. I think there's going to be some games where he really impresses, especially against some defenses maybe that aren't as good as Miami or Buffalo. But there's going to be some other games where he really struggles. I think that's the ups and downs of having a rookie quarterback, especially when you have a first-year head coach, offensive coordinator, like we were talking about before. It's going to be a process.
Herndon waved to you on Saturday.
Congrats, man.
That's great, man. I mean, that's just – I feel better now. I could probably sleep better tonight knowing this.
To give you a glove, an autograph, anything?
Tyson and Primetime down for a beer pong challenge down in Carolina. If you'd like to lose, I mean – but if you challenge us, it's got to be for something. We got to be playing for something, like some kind of booze or something, right?
Shotgun, yeah. Right. Those are shotguns, right?
Yep, I'm down for that.
Or shoeies.
Why we have to go down that path again? What team do you see taking the AFC East? I mean, for now, it's
Buffalo's division.
Yeah.
Miami could compete if Tua really steps up because they got the roster. It's just a question if they got the quarterback.
What else we got here? Jameson or tequila? Oof. Rum? Depends. I'd probably say it depends what kind of tequila. What about you, Primetime?
Lately, I've been all about the Casamigos tequila.
Yeah, so I like that
down
too.
In Donovan's, I've been getting that a lot. But I used to be a big fan of JMO, and then had one bad night with it, and I haven't gone back since. So.
Vodka. There you go, Carlos.
Not a big fan of vodka.
Rum. I like all kinds of rum. White rum, Captain. I can drink rum buckets for days. The tight end group is underwhelming, I think, at this point. I think nobody really knows what they are.
Herndon's had a few good days. Griffin, haven't really noticed him much. It seems like after almost every play, he's complaining about not getting a flag. Croft has looked decent as a blocker, dropped a few balls over the last few practices. And Yeboah, he's actually had a few good days too. So I think he's got a chance.
Me and my boy just booked Carolina. Can't wait. Hopefully we'll meet you guys. Absolutely. Seems like a lot of Jet fans are going, man. Which is very cool.
We need to get our tickets soon.
Yep, that's true. So much of Zach's success or failure is going to depend on the coaches, game planning, situational football, control of game. Lots to learn about this team moving forward. Absolutely. And make adjustments when things aren't working. Don't just keep force feeding the same shit. Things aren't working. Change it. Make changes on the fly if you have to.
I think so much of it is just having the running game. If he can have that, like Sanchez did his rookie year, you can kind of keep things pretty basic, pretty simple, work your play actions off of that, kind of just put him in a position to get comfortable.
Yeah, we discussed this earlier, that it's interesting that he's available this soon, man. So I'm not giving up a first-round pick for him. If you want to take a flyer with a second, but I mean, there's got to be more to that story where he's, available this soon, this early in camp, man. That's crazy. And the other question we keep getting a lot, I knew that was coming, is at what point, or is going to be a point this preseason, do the Jets consider trading Denzel Mims?
I honestly hope they don't do that. I hope they continue to work with him to develop him, because I remember somebody commented a little while ago, Crowder and both Keelan Cole, they're on 1-year contracts. So you don't know if those guys are coming back next year. So even if Denzel Mims doesn't see the field a lot this year, as long as you're working with him, he's learning the offense, he's getting out there for at least, 10 to 15 reps a game, some 4 wide receiver sets. If he makes a little bit of progress this year, maybe next year he's part of the offense a little bit more. So I just think this year is going to be tough for him.
With the way Lawson has been looking so far, what do you think the ceiling is for sack total? Man, let's see him play against other teams. And then you also want to see what Quinn Williams does. It could be a lot. It could be 12, 15 sacks.
I'll be completely, I've done a complete 180 with Lawson, probably more so than any other player. Like you remember, like when he first signed, I was a little bit on the fence. I was like, all right, he's got the pressures, doesn't really have the sacks. Watching him like the past few weeks, I mean, he seems legit. He's like causing havoc on almost every play. And it's not like he's going up against some nobody. He's going up against Becton almost every day, every rep. So the fact that he's doing it against him, a guy that against legitimate pass rushers last year was holding his own, I think that speaks volumes of, like what his potential could be.
I haven't seen a guy like him in Jets camp in decades, dude. Not that explosive, like every freaking play. Like he's relentless. Like every play, he's just explosive as hell.
Aaron, maybe? No?
He's bigger than Maven though. Maven was Maven weighed like what 225, 230. Maybe wasn't he was like skinny though.
Yeah, he was all speed. Yeah, Mayhem Maven. I remember that.
Yeah, and the other guy, Jason Babin, they were like speed, but this guy is like he's just. I mean, you see the picture of him, dude. He's jacked, and he's just so damn explosive. So
that's why I'm curious to see like when the pads come on, what he's gonna do. Like,
yeah. I'm real curious, man. Let's see. Does anyone think we will be in the playoff hunt? What do you consider the hunt? Like meaningful games in December?
I think that's what we'd all like to see. I could see them anywhere from 6 wins to, if everything breaks right, Zach Wilson progresses, coach is right, the system's right, guys are staying healthy, to potentially 9 or 10 wins. Schedule's not, that daunting this year.
How has Moses Morgan looked?
Him and Fant are both actually listed as the starting tackles right now. Fant just came back today or the other day, I think. So I think it's too early to really judge who's going to be your starting right tackle at this point.
He's working off that he's working off that weight. You always know the weight cutting tricks, man. When they're out like it's 90 degrees and they're wearing like sweatshirts underneath the uniform, they're all trying to drop. He's definitely trying to drop some weight. The only reason I trade Mims is they ultimately decide he isn't a scheme fit. Yeah, that's pretty much where you look at it. And there's something that's getting in return that you really want, whether it's a corner or something else that you're getting in return coming back. So we'll see. Let's see. This is more for you, but I thought he looked really good, man. He's pretty fast, dude. He's got good range.
He's fast, athletic, physical, good hips. Like, he looks pretty fluid back there. Like, especially for a linebacker, he's got the safety experience. So he looks pretty good so far. Had a few nice plays today.
This thing is going so fast. Chat's crazy, man. You think Knapp being gone is affecting the offense? It's a big blow, man, on and off the field, I think, for the Jets. Obviously the path, the humanity part of it, it's awful just to lose a life. It's terrible. But then just the impact of his team, and it can't be replaced. Like it's a loss in the room. That's a valuable mentor they don't have anymore.
Yeah, especially what you said too, about Wilson coming off the field and he's kind of got nobody to talk to. That's probably the guy he would have been communicating with on almost every other series. So hopefully Calabrese and some of the other guys can step up. Maybe still bring in another veteran other than Josh Johnson that can help out with that. But definitely a loss though. It sucks.
AFC East best division this year.
What? Best division? NFC West probably. Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals.
Well, you got to figure I don't think it's the AFC East. The Chargers are going to be much improved. You get the Chargers, Chiefs. There's some pretty good divisions out there. Let's see. Here's a good one. How many players from Joe Douglas's first draft class will eventually pan out for a roster? Numbers are dwindling.
Shit.
I figured he would bring this one up. he's
all right. Well, I think Becton will be all right as long as he stays healthy. Mims, we're on the fence about. P. Ryan, I have no idea what to expect right now. It seems like the other 3 backs have been getting a little bit more work with the first team than him at this point. Ashton Davis, he's already out week 1. He's not going to have a full training camp, so it's going to take him a while to catch up. I think Morgan's looked decent. He might actually make the roster. I don't know if it's as your backup or your number 3 quarterback. You do have the punter. You have Bryce Hall.
Who was terrible on Saturday.
Bryce Hall could be a nice find, though, in that draft. But other than that, Zuniga, I'm not really sure about him. He's already injured. Cameron Clark, I think he's got a shot, but he's got to get healthy too. So a lot of guys up in the air right now.
Here's my thought from today's practice is lack of coherence. Again, very few players have been together any length of time. Lots of rookies, players didn't play, and new coaching staff. Yeah, we'll see.
That's part of why I'd like to see Saleh just, a little bit more, upset. Maybe he doesn't want to call out the offense because, he's more involved with the defense, even though he is, trying to, I think, be involved with everything and oversee everything. I don't know. I'd like to see him get a little bit pissed off and just like raise the bar a little bit, get the intensity up.
Yeah. Listen, I think it's just right now, it's just in that they're like in that acclimation period. I think once the shit's a fan a little bit, I think he's maybe going to turn the screws a little bit. Hopefully. Maybe I don't know. Kind of sucks the offensive guys they drafted from last year don't seem to be scheme fits except for Becton. Well, P. Ryan, I don't know yet. Some people think that P. Ryan is a good fit. I was impressed by Coleman. I was impressed by Carter. Carter's got he's got some, and I like Ty Johnson more than most people do. So
Even
like him.
even that other back, Austin Walker, I think is his name,
or something like that. Yeah.
He's looked pretty quick too. So I don't know where P Ryan fits in right now.
Are you guys going to the preseason game this weekend or tailgating? Primetime wanted to. I don't want to.
You don't want to go, or you don't want to tailgate?
I love tailgate, but I don't want to go to the game though. It's a giant home game, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh shit. I thought it was a Jet home game.
No, it's a giant home game, isn't it? The Jet home game is in what, 2 weeks?
How expensive can the tickets be?
I'm sure Giant fans are all excited though. I really don't like dealing with those bozos.
All right, so we'll do a live stream then.
Let's stream it. It'd be more fun.
Yeah, we'll do a throwback live stream.
Which players are you guys most excited to see? I guess what, in the preseason game this weekend, or
I'll say Elijah Moore.
Yeah,
just see him against other guys other than the defense he's been going up against every day.
I'm excited to see the secondary. I want to see all these corners and all these guys play against other teams now and see where they stand. And not even like really Carl Lawson, those guys, more like the linebackers, just the younger defensive linemen, the linebackers, how they fit in the scheme, what they can do. And then you got to look at, what running backs are going to stick out. What is P. Ryan going to do? What is, even Ty Johnson.
Yep.
It's a lot of interesting. It's a lot of battles to watch for.
It seems like Solid really likes Bless Austin though. Like his physicality, his hunger to play the game. He just calls him like a dog. So it seems like
tell you what,
be in the mix.
Joyner's a hell of a blitzer, man. He was shot out of a cannon on Saturday when he was like blitzing. He came out of nowhere, man. He has some serious ass range. Yeah, I was watching him on Saturday because he's had a quiet camp. Nobody's really talking about him, but he's got really good range, man, and he can get after it.
That's why I'm hoping maybe all the offensive struggles are just because this defense is that good. Optimistic approach. Defense is just that good. I don't know.
It's only a giant home game if you let it be. Fair point.
Very good point, Ryan.
That's a very good point. Do you guys see Bryce Hall's potential as a number one corner, or is he more of a second corner type guy that's just very reliable? Good question.
I don't personally think they have a number one corner on the roster. I think they have a bunch of guys that could maybe be number twos, but they got a long way to go.
Yeah, and I think the way that Saleh keeps talking about his defenses, they don't really worry about having number one corners. They just want good, solid cover guys, and they're really counting the pass rush to get after it, like really be very disruptive. Or these guys aren't on the island for 6-7 seconds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's probably going to be a lot of
zones.
A lot less. Yeah, I would say it's going to be a lot less man coverage, a lot more zone this year, which should help.
Let's see. Besides Mims, who has been underwhelming that you thought would have showed promise? That's a good question. Afram?
I want to say like the tight end group in general, like Brian Griffin. I thought he'd give you a little bit more. Croft the last couple of days. I know there's been reports he's had a few drops. Today he had one. And Herndon, I think he's just been a little bit up and down. So I guess I'll just say the tight end group in general.
Tight end group. I mean, Jared Davis, you just want to see what he is. You don't really know what he is at this point.
Yep.
I mean, the backup quarterbacks, I mean, White and Morgan, I don't really have any expectations at all, and they haven't disappointed me because I didn't expect much. I'm trying to think who else. Running backs are all right. Wide receivers. Corners. I think it's probably it. The kickers are terrible.
Definitely.
They are. It's just terrible. Guess we only have 60 likes. That's fine. We understand. My 15-minute rant at the beginning probably scared people away, so that's fine.
No Cassandra Raptis tonight.
Let's see. Ashton Davis is out for the first week of the season, which is unfortunate. And so is Vinny Curry.
Which is why I don't think he's going to make the roster. I don't think they're going to guarantee a salary with that.
I did see the depth chart. I don't put too much stock into it. I don't know if you did, Primetime. I mean, it is what it is. It's something I think they're required to put something out just kind of for whatever reason, but I don't know. Nothing really.
I don't read too much into it because you also had Elijah Moore with the second team, and he's been getting tons of reps with the ones. You had Michael Carter listed with the fourth team, and he's been getting work with the ones and twos. So
yeah. Let's see what else we got here. I missed the reports on today's practice. How'd it go, Primetime?
Not very good. I mean, Connor Hughes put the numbers out. I think it was like 5 of 14 for Wilson. I said before in the red zone, 7-on-7s without any O line or D line, he looked pretty good. Made some good throws there. But after that, I mean, the defense was just bringing a lot of pressure. Lawson was getting there a bunch of times. They brought a few blitzes on some other plays where it probably would have been sacks before he got rid of it. A few balls that, he overthrew. Other guys, he just, didn't get it out in time. So it was up and down. Not really any like wow plays on offense that get you excited yet.
Sal learned from some great coaches. Never saw Pete Carroll scream and yell at players. He coached them up like Sal is doing now. I mean, it's so early. Like, he hasn't really faced any adversity or any where the team is just completely falling apart, melting, and just, chaos is ensuing. Like, that's when he gets really tested, when shit's really hitting the fan. Hasn't really happened yet, Still very early. He's still got plenty of tests to go through. Is it time to panic? No. What are we panicking about? Why? Why do we always go down that path? Who do you think is going to be wide receiver 6 and wide receiver 7?
I think Berrios will be the 6th, and I don't think there's going to be a 7th. Even though Vincent Smith, he's looked pretty good. Cagers looked all right at times. I think they have so many holes elsewhere where they're going to want to keep some extra guys. And you're going to get production out of your top 4, hopefully top 5. You want to throw Mims in there too at wide receiver. So I just don't think they're going to keep 7.
Vincent Smith, Jeff Smith, a lot of competition, man.
Yep. Even what was it? Number 3.
Oh, that's the guy. Yeah, what the hell's his name?
Messiah Bailey or something like that.
Yeah, he's
right. Yeah, he had some plays I think on Saturday night. So,
did you guys see the Shanahan interview saying Kittle works with the 3rd string at times? Maybe people are overreacting on Mims. I don't think so, because he hasn't been playing well. He's been dropping a lot of passes. I mean, Saleh gave a pretty good breakdown of what they want to see more out of him with his route running, his just being more crisp, more dedicated to his craft a little bit.
Unless I missed it, anybody that was at practice today, I don't think he had one target during actual team reps at all. And he's also been working a little bit like as a gunner doing special teams work. So normally a guy that's like in your rotation with the top 3 or 4 wideouts, normally they're not doing that, during training camp, working with special teams like that. So I think he's got a long way to go. I mean, I like his game, but I just don't think it's there yet.
Is David Moore a good claim, primetime?
Supposedly he was, an attractive commodity as an undrafted free agent. A lot of teams wanted him, so let's hope.
Do you think what looks like running back by committee is a sound game plan? I definitely think so. That's what that's what the NFL does, man. Unless you have a legitimate bell cow back, like a big time back that warrants it. And according to LaFleur, if you have a hot hand, if somebody starts taking off and is ripping off like 7 yards of carry and taking over, they'll keep feeding them the ball. Like they're not opposed to doing that. But other than that, they're going to try to take advantage of mismatches and stuff like that, and rotate guys in and kind of play it by ear. I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. I'm curious to see how they rotate the receivers, though. That's what I'm really interested in.
I think it's a good approach also, because I think that breeds like the best kind of competition. If guys know they're going to get, a certain number of reps every game, like, you're getting everything from those guys when they're out there. So you have guys like Tevin Coleman, who's actually been there before, Ty Johnson, who's got a little bit of experience, and other guys like P. Ryan and Michael Carter, who should be hungry to get in there. So I think there's going to be a lot of competition in that backfield. So
now I have a bone to pick up Mike Koala primetime.
What?
Did you know what happened with Mike Koala? The Jets did great fixing their mistake. I got a wristband. I got free drinks and food in the exclusive lounge, and met Zach Wilson's mom and sisters. So Mike Koala goes to the practice, gets hooked up with all kinds of VIP shit, and we get no phone call, no text, nothing.
Where's our invite?
Nothing. We don't get anything. This is why I don't feed him. This is it. This is why he's not getting fed tonight. No eucalyptus for you.
Wow.
Starvation.
How was meeting the Wilson family? How did that go?
Supposedly, like a friend of mine met them too. They're real extremely friendly, very nice, very cordial. Yeah. Is Cager any good? He was a star last year for everybody's.
Liked him a lot last year. Big dude, fast, physical.
Yep.
But I just don't know where he fits.
Practice squad candidate.
Probably.
Let's see what else we got here. Mims fell in the draft, so I'm wondering if it was a work ethic thing, but I still wouldn't trade him yet. The one thing that I was talking this about primetime when we were at the practices was just watching his body language and how his kind of demeanor and how he's. I'm telling you, it's got to be something, man. Like if you think about it, like you think you're the king of New York, you're like, oh, 2nd round pick. Everybody's kind of counting on him. The fans love him. It was one big love fest last year. Goes into the offseason, probably thinks he's going to have a big year ahead of him. And then wham, they bring in 3 guys that basically push him back to like 5th. And it's like, all right, good luck. Could be demoralizing a little bit.
I don't want to say it's a work ethic thing because I don't feel like we've heard anything about, his character or, lack of work ethic or anything like that. I just think it's a matter of other guys being in front of him right now that kind of fit what they're doing a little bit better than what he does.
Okay, so we got here McDermott or Udoka getting cut. Udoka, he's hurt too.
Probably, and they extended McDermott last year too.
They like him.
Yeah.
Let's see, we got here. What else? A lot of good questions here tonight. Yeah, koalas get all the breaks. You ain't kidding, man. That little bastard didn't call us. He's definitely getting starved for like 2 days now. Selfish koala. That's it's ridiculous. So primetime. Here's a question for you. Are you ready for this?
Uh-oh.
Are you scared about Wilson's recent struggles?
I feel like you should answer that one.
Watch the first 10 minutes of the video. I'll give you my angry response.
I'm not scared. I'm not overreacting.
Part of the process.
I'm not calling him a bust. I agree that it's part of the process. I just think, like most fans, we want to see a little bit more. It's our number 2 overall pick. We want to see what's been advertised. So it's going to take time. I think we all realize that. We're just very anxious to actually see it happen.
Yeah, no, I mean, we all want to see the big arm, the big throws, all the flash, all the sizzle. It's just going to take time. It's just, he's probably swimming right now.
Honestly, I think a lot of it genuinely is also like what they're calling as far as the play calls. Like there hasn't been very much that's like creative. There
was no deep passes on Saturday. Nothing. Not for him, at least.
Nothing. And again, whether that's just because, lack of time to throw the ball, worried about the rush, trying to just install the basic
or not showing it in front of the fans when people have their cameras out.
I don't know what it is, but it's definitely taken some time. So I'm not overreacting yet, but just want to see some more.
Let's see. Prime time. When the Zach Wilson hoodie coming?
Nope, not jinxing him. Every player that I get a shirt of, get a jersey of, it's just a matter of time before they get hurt or get traded or something like that. So I'm not going to jinx Zach Wilson. One thing I was looking at though, I don't know the website, but there was like these pretty cool Zach Wilson aprons for like when we're tailgating. I was thinking about maybe getting one of those.
Aprons? We're getting aprons now?
Dude, Google Zach Wilson aprons. And there's a website, and they've got like all these.
I don't think I ever Googled apron in my life.
I don't know how I was looking for something to buy. Like,
I can only imagine what you're looking for.
Like the apron showed up. I was like, oh shit, these look pretty. Like
whatever you're Googling, an apron came up. I can only imagine what the hell you were Googling.
There was one like just like a headband, anytime, any team, any place. There was one Wall Street Wilson. Like there were some cool ones out there. So I was like, I might have to get one of these because I told you I'm getting that new grill. It's like the Blackstone griddle flat top. And apparently it leaks a little bit. It sparks like all this grease and shit. So you want an apron so it doesn't get all over your jersey. So I think that's why I was researching an apron. And I was like,
however you can justify it.
And I saw some Zach Wilson ones. So
we getting more cooking with primetime this season.
Oh, no doubt. Every tailgate.
Be a lot of different videos, a lot of different content. I'm not sold. We're here already. I'm not sold on Mike LaFleur's ability to develop a young quarterback or make play calls in game, fellas. But based on what? Like, so Hugh, based on the 2 weeks of practice, you're now not sold on Mike LaFleur because you've been there day in and day out. You watched all the practices, you saw all the communication, you've seen everything, and now you're not sold on it. Why are you not sold on it? Or is it because he's just a first-time offensive coordinator?
That could be what it is. He's never done it before. Wants to see it before he believes it.
But, okay, that's fair enough. Oh man, no history. Okay, then so are you sold on Saleh then? Because Saleh's got no history as a head coach. So are you sold on him? And if so, why? Here, I'm all in for this. 1,000%. I am down for this. You versus Rachel in a cook-off.
Let's do it. What do you cook? What do you cook?
100% down for this.
I'm definitely down.
Yes, and this is definitely true too. Tyron will need an apron when he does his shotgun. I gotta message him too. I haven't talked to him in a couple of days. I hope he's all right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where's he been?
Media making it seem like Wilson is a bust after a scrimmage. Already talking crap about Saleh over Judge. I mean, it's just. I'm not gonna. I mean, I had my rant earlier today. I almost made a video just start blasting people, but I'm like, I'm gonna calm down and get to this point already. But give it a break, man.
No, you should have blasted everyone.
You like that shit, and I get all the hate my way. You're like the voice of reason, the calm one. I get all the chaos. It's not fair. So, if you can go to only one home game all season, which game would you choose and why? Home opener. Yeah. Patriots. Good weather. Crowd is going to be sold out. Crowd is crazy. It's always fun. A lot of excitement in the air, right? Which one would you pick?
Not like there's any other primetime games or any other games with a lot of meetings. So, yeah, give me the home opener.
The fireworks show is the best he's ever seen. That's good.
We were out already.
Yeah, I was on the way down the shore. Tyrone's still, he's still going to do it. He owes it to us. What else we got? If you have a cook-off, it needs to be live streamed. Oh, of course.
It will be.
You know us, man. We film everything. Nothing slides with us.
As long as you're acknowledging that Friday night, Saturday night in Carolina, it's going to be filmed. I'm going to have the camera out. I'm going to make sure we get some film out in the bars, out in the clubs, just so you know. The viewers deserve it. They deserve it.
You can get the camera out. I can't guarantee he's going to be filming anything.
I'll be filming.
Let's see. I'd love to see fans versus primetime cooking challenge. I'll do something with, let's do it. And I'll vote. And I'll be fair.
Yeah, right.
I actually trust this process. I agree too. He wants now. Darren, we'll mail it to you, man. A man thong. I think Tyrone should have to do 2 shotguns. I definitely agree.
Yep.
I definitely agree with that.
Tomorrow, next week it's 3.
And happy belated. I think what's today? Happy belated birthday to Cassandra.
Yeah.
Make thongs. What are we doing here, man? Come on.
No, tongs.
Oh, tongs. Salah has years of history as a coordinator. Mike, not much. All I'm saying is I'm not sold. Got to see it to believe it. Well, that's for everything, man. But I think you got to like the system that he's coming from and all the reports of how, how close he was and working with Kyle Shanahan and everything else. I mean, I don't know. I'm encouraged. It's an offense that Salah believes in too.
No, I am too. I understand fans like Hugh that have been watching this team for so many years, getting, all this hope year after year that, all right, this is finally the right direction. This is finally the rebuild that's going to be right. Like at a certain point, you want to see the actual results before you start to buy in. So I get fans that are in that boat right now. It's been 20 years.
Like I said, I get the whole thing with the offensive coordinator because, and I'll say the departure, the passing of Greg Knapp is pretty big, man. Yep. That's a minus the whole, the loss from his family and everything else, which is awful, but it's a big, big loss, man. That veteran presence, that quarterback whisperer, the mentor for everybody, that's a big spot, man.
Yep.
I feel the fans' expectations are way too high. This team was 2-14. Yeah, I mean, if you go from 2-14 to 6-11, that's a big step up. That's progress, man. That's what you're hoping to do. At least. No.
We got to do the sleeveless hoodie.
What are we gonna do with sleeve? You'd wear it. I know you would. You're about the sleeveless stuff.
I would never take it off.
You're dressing up as Ghostbusters and Bank of America. You know what? I was thinking about doing that too. I have a couple. I have a couple ideas that I was thinking about doing. Just going all in, just being chaos.
If we do that, we got to sit on the Panthers side, not the Jets side.
Like, I mean, wherever it is,
it sees us.
Well, he'll see us where we're going to be sitting. The tickets I'm looking at, we'll be on TV. I guarantee you that much. But do we want to go to that level? Do we want to? I'm not opposed. But I mean, that'd probably break your heart. That's your guy. So I don't know.
Dude, week 1, I don't give a shit. I'm out for blood week 1.
4-12.
4-13.
4-12. Week 2 of practice. Wilson's obviously a bust. I completely agree. Any concern that Mekhi Becton has been getting beat every play since minicamp? He's a top pick. He's also going one of the best rushers and probably he's probably a top 8 rusher in the NFL. Lawson's a beast, man.
I don't want to say I'm concerned, but you want to see him at some point start to pick it up a little bit. I mean, he's been getting beat for like 2 or 3 sacks almost every practice. So I don't know if it's a matter of just giving him some tight end help or just adjusting to Carl Lawson every day instead of Jordan Jenkins. I don't know, but he faced some good pass rushers last year. He held his own almost every time. So I don't know what it is so far.
Tyson, can I spar with you in the parking lot? No, absolutely not.
I'd like to see that.
Let's come down to Nicatones, man, every Saturday. No big deal. Brick, New Jersey. Becton, I mean, it's if the one thing is Becton struggled that last year too with speed rushers throughout the season. That was one of the things he saw, but he was so dominant doing other things. I mean, he's still young and learning, man. And he's it's gonna be interesting. But I'm not panicking about him right now.
Not yet, no.
Somebody cutting the grass back there?
My freezer.
Oh, that's your freezer?
Yeah.
Please dress up as Ghostbusters. Yes, we have to do that. I had a couple ideas of things I wanted to do, so just gonna go just all out, just not care and just be disruptive. Yeah, he does that a lot. I mean, would you guys go to Week 17 Bills if playoffs were on the line for us? And too many bad memories? No.
Tyson's going.
1,000% not going. Will not go. Never happening.
You're gonna make me
never
go
to Buffalo ever again. Never.
You're gonna make me go alone.
Yep. I'll live stream it, man. I'll live stream it while you're there.
If the playoffs are on the line, you got to be
not
there.
going.
You have to.
No, I'll never going back there. Over under 5 wins. I'm gonna say over.
I'll say over.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, Ghostbusters costumes would be a great troll. Only Santrius fans like Jamal did. Yeah, I mean, I had the idea. I have a couple of different ideas. I was like, that's not really. I mean, Sam wasn't bad to us. Do we want to do that to him?
Week 1 out of mind, but as far as the long haul, I can't root against him. He didn't do anything wrong to us. Jamal did. Other guys have, but Sam,
it'd be kind of. It would be funny
after Week 1.
Did Wilson do better today? I just got here.
No,
we did not. I'm hoping he's better tomorrow because it's gonna be a long week if not.
His best period was the red zone 7-on-7s, no O-line, no D-line. Made some nice touchdown throws there. That was his best period. Other than that, lots of pressure. Some misconnections, so not too great.
Let's see, we got here. Do a few more. Time flies, man. I can't believe it's almost 10 o'clock already.
Nuts.
Dress up as Fireman Ed. Why? Why dress up as him? We can stand next to him. He's going to the games. What is that? A half freezer, half cow?
Something wrong with my freezer. It goes off for a few hours, and then when it comes on, it's got this roaring motor for a minute or two.
So annoyed I can't make the Jets in London as I have my own game that day. Hey man, you got to take one for the team. So he's got his shirt on, dude. Check that out. And Alistair's thing. He's got his Let's Talk Jets shirt on. Nice. Check that out. All the way out in Scotland.
Looks good.
I'm glad it fits too, man. I was worried about that. There you go with that. Prime time, that Fields played the Bears' second string defense.
All right.
Prime time, would you place a bet on Wilson winning Rookie of the Year?
It's not a terrible bet. I mean, if Lance doesn't start for the Niners, you take him out of the equation. Fields might not start either. So it's pretty much Wilson and then Trevor Lawrence and maybe Kyle Pitts. You want to throw him in there for Offensive Rookie of the Year? It's not a terrible bet.
I'm afraid that Jets fans will turn on Zach if he doesn't perform right away. Shit started today. Started on Sunday. Started in the stadium on Saturday. People are starting to talk shit. It's just, and to be honest with you, I think a lot of ones talking shit are much younger fans that are just kind of real reactionary. And this is, I think maybe a little bit new to following football and don't know the whole process of all this. But
I thought it'd be more the older fans that are just tired of waiting for rebuilds and going through the process and everything else, guys that have just lost patience. I feel like as a younger fan, you tend to buy in a lot easier.
I don't know. Or they're more reactionary. They bite into all the media bullshit.
I just remember when I was younger, it didn't matter who the coach was, who the play. I automatically bought in every year. We're going to the playoffs. We're going to the Super Bowl. It didn't matter who was out there. I always automatically bought in. So I don't know.
Primetime needs a new air conditioner and a new freezer.
I do. My apartment's going to shit.
Were there any boo birds at the stadium when Zach didn't play that well? I hope not.
Not really.
There weren't boo birds, but there was a lot of comments. Lots of comments.
I apologize for my language for the people in front of me.
Oh, you were going off.
It wasn't until I watched back all the highlights I was like, oh shit.
Every other play. What the fuck is that? What the hell is that? Jello shots for Jets Patriots. I'm always down for that.
Do that. I like a good Jello shot.
Wilson may be struggling, but I think it's partially because of our defense. I'm going to bet we have a top 15 defense.
Hope so.
I mean, the defensive line's getting after it. They're definitely doing that. But I mean, it's just a lot of different things. It's just early, man. It's very, very early. I hope you all don't start panicking if he struggles early on. The New York market is harsh. He's going to take time. Completely agree. Let's see. Are you guys going to do a live stream for the 9:30 a.m. London game against the Falcons?
Yep.
Sure. Let's go out for it.
Yeah,
that was the one thing they had. The last time they played, I went to you were there at the sports bar. Remember?
Was that in London?
That was when the Jets played the Dolphins. We were at headliner at 9:30 in the morning or some shit.
I went to that. Did I? I remember watching the game with the Giants with you somewhere down the shore.
No, that was up in like Mattawan or something like that. We had the big beer towers.
Yep, remember that.
That was a rough one.
I don't remember the London game though.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yep, we were a headliner.
Oh shit.
It was like dead, and then the guy was selling all the fake jerseys and stuff like that. You remember that?
Nope.
Here it is. Zach is struggling because he isn't good. We should have drafted Fields. I'm a 50-year-old Jets fan. That's how I feel. I'll root for Zach, but the fact remains, I doubt he is the answer. There you go, prime time. This is what I dealt with all day today. Fucking 2 weeks of practice.
Even I'm not, again, as the guy who was the biggest Darnold supporter out there, I wanted Fields. I didn't want Wilson. Like, it's still way too early to make those kind of judgments. I mean, it's all well and good to, criticize certain things that we've seen so far. But as long as you understand, like, the reality of new coach, new offensive system, all new weapons, rookie quarterback, 2 weeks into camp, it's hard to overreact. So
we need AVT back. We were pretty much running the same O-line from last year without him. Well, no, you have a different right tackle. Different scheme, which
possibly a different right tackle.
Yeah, I'm assuming. I mean, yeah, I'm assuming. Whoops. Shotgun at 9:30 in the morning. 9:31 primetime spills the drink.
That soon?
Here you go. Hey, Tyson in primetime. How did Wilson look live? Were you guys encouraged by what you saw? I'll say this. His release is as advertised. His arm strength is as advertised. He's got some mobility. He does all that, but it just wasn't pretty on offense. It was ugly. I mean, I've been to 2 practices now. Then it's 3 practices. It's just been ugh.
All the intangibles are definitely there. I think it's just a matter of him getting comfortable. I think you see him at times in the pocket. He looks a little jittery. Going through the progressions, some guys that are open, just got to get rid of it right away. And, he's maybe looking for the perfect play. Other times he forces it into some traffic. I think it's just, again, let him get comfortable, let him learn the offense, let him, get the timing down with his wideouts, and hopefully in time it gets a little better.
Favorite bars to watch Jet games? I
don't go out much watching.
Yeah. I like to watch
there.
From home.
Yeah. Just watching at home.
So a lot of times, being completely honest, the Jets been really bad the last few years. So any bar around down the Jersey Shore, they're going to get the Eagles, the Giants, or the Steelers will have the sound on. So if you're watching the Jets, you're in the freaking corner somewhere like a delinquent watching it. The Jets don't get a lot of play. Yep. It's like, or the Cowboys, they haven't been good. They haven't warranted any kind of attention. So, and they've been playing so bad, it's easier to watch from home so you can get pissed off and nobody will see you. So it's a little easier. Prime time, where's the rap you owe us? You said first week of August.
The lyrics are done. The lyrics are actually finished. It's just a matter now. I got to record it and figure out how to throw like an actual beat in there, which I am not good at.
Is Elijah Moore still balling? I think he's an absolute steal. Unpopular opinion. I think he's going to win Rookie of the Year. Still playing well. I don't think he's going to get enough. Well, do you think he's getting enough catches to even warrant like Rookie of the Year? Is going to be the ball going to be spread around too much?
Yeah, I think between Corey Davis, Crowder, those guys are pretty reliable. I think they're going to get a lot of targets. So, I mean, Moore's been looking good, though. I mean, every other day it seems like he's making, some kind of play that wows you. So, and his confidence level, too. I mean, he just looks like he belongs. So,
let's see here. Prime time, what's your favorite food to make?
Any kind of steak. I mean, particularly like a bone-in ribeye, shrimp scampi I love. Those are my go-tos.
As Jet fans, we need to support this young team. This is our team. It just takes time, man. It's very, very early. Zach is ahead of schedule. Issue is all timing. I don't think that's the case. But
I don't know. Solid would say he's ahead of schedule right now.
Please get us to week 1 already. So I'm actually looking forward to the preseason games just to see where we are and just trying to enjoy the whole process. Is Wilson worse than Darnold from what you saw?
It's hard to compare right now.
Yeah, it's all too early, man. There's going to be a learning curve. Please, he played BYU. This is NFL. I mean,
well, I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, going from the defenses that he faced playing, at BYU to what he's seeing now, the speed of the NFL, that's going to take a bit of time, I think.
Prime time, are you grilling in Carolina?
Well, that's up to you. Are we grilling or are we going to that all-inclusive shit?
I like the all-inclusive idea. It's easier for all of us.
All right. So then week 2 then against the Patriots, I'll be grilling.
Having the veteran quarterback in the room now should help Zach. I wish they would have brought him in earlier. McCown was a huge help to Sam. I mean, Josh Johnson probably has some value. He played today, didn't he? Did he have some throws today when what's-his-face got hurt?
Yeah, Mike White got stepped on at one point, limped off for a little bit. Josh Johnson got a few reps after that, and then I don't think he came in again after that.
Poor guy. Let's talk Jets Grill. Yeah, I mean this Browning Nagel. I remember his first game against the Falcons. He looked really good, but it's all just I don't care about the past. Just let this kid figure it out. They'll be fine. Game you're anticipating the most this season? Probably Carolina. Yeah, probably Carolina.
Still the storylines that go with that. I mean,
yep. I wonder what hot takes Tyrone's going to bring tomorrow. Who knows? He's been gone for 2 weeks now.
MIA.
Yeah, he's sick. I should probably text him. And Steve is talking all kinds of shit about him too, so I can't wait to get that.
Oh, shit. That's going to be a good call if he calls in.
Yep. Let's see. We'll do a couple more here. Will either of you buy a Zach Wilson jersey this year? I'm not.
I don't want to jinx it. I'd like to, but
I want a Lawson jersey. If I've ever got a jersey, I'd go Lawson, but it's only a 3-year contract. I wish it was a 5-year contract. That's
why I'm leaning with Elijah Moore.
Yeah.
I always like having a good receiver.
Tyrone more absent than Wilkerson. Jets Jaguars a good storyline. That'll be fun.
Yeah, that's true too.
Give Moore an actual good quarterback. Oh, Jesus Christ. Borders better be open so I can get down to Carolina.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting too. It's definitely a crazy world we're living in right now. Yep. I try to keep an eye on what's going on down there to see what their rules are. How's Davis looking? He's getting the D play calls this year and not CJ.
Oh, is he?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
I figured Mosley was getting him.
That's what I figure too. He's your middle linebacker. Usually that's your.
Is that true?
On defense.
I did not hear that.
I haven't either.
I have to go back and look at that now. All right. Border opens on the 21st, so you'll be fine to go. I have 2 jerseys now with number 16 for my birthday and my last name on the way. I don't have to buy new ones. Yeah, that's the way to do it, man.
That or just go with a Curtis Martin or a
Klecko,
like that.
Yeah, name with Klecko, any of those guys. Just watched the first take video talking about Wilson and the Jets. So disrespectful. No surprise. What's his face hates him anyway. He likes to just rip on the Jets. Clown. Tyson, you need to have multiple cars on the show. How much fun would you have watching Cassandra Tyrone going at it? We like to have everybody have a voice and keep it somewhat organized. We try at least. Let's see. Primetime, you getting a Darnold Panthers jersey?
Nope. No interest.
I love how us fans, if they're one scrimmage game, are so doom and gloom. I don't love it, man. It shit's exhausting. I don't even have the energy for it. And I'd say about 80% of those fans that are like that found their way into my direct messages over the last 2 days. Just all I see is request. I'm like, who the fuck? What do people want? What is this shit?
Like I said, I don't love it, but I get it because it wasn't always like this. During the Rex years, even before that, they had a good run from probably Parcells in 97, 98 up until, the 2 AFC championship games where almost every year, every other year, you were expected to make the playoffs. It wasn't always so negative. It wasn't so doom and gloom. But when you don't make the playoffs in 10 years, people are going to, question you, even though it has nothing to do, again, with Douglas and Saleh and Zach Wilson, just the organizational direction. I get why people question it and expect the worst. We haven't done shit right in a while.
Yeah, but there's so much positivity. There's so many encouraging signs of all the things they've done that they're trying to get things cleaned up. Just going to take a little time, man. This is true. That was a safe jersey 2 years ago.
Thought so.
By the way, Mahomes was dominating in scrimmage today.
They should trade him.
Yep, get rid of him. Sucks. Terrible. Yep. Overrated. Contract was a bad decision. If I missed work as much as Tyrone, I would be fired. At what point will the disciplinary action will be taken against them?
Should start doing fines.
Yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. If you can't make tomorrow, then we'll start having we'll have a group session about it. DL is already the best in the AFC East. If rest of D holds its own, could be dominant.
Could be. I don't know if it is already though.
Oof. I don't think it's already. I mean,
Buffalo's pretty legit. I don't know.
Yeah, there's some good defenses in the AFC East. I mean, if Quentin Williams takes his game to another level, I mean, that could be a determining factor too. But we'll see. What time tomorrow? 8:30. That work for you?
Yep.
So we got that. We gotta make sure that we get Tyrone. I'll text him if I forget. And I guess we'll probably does Tyrone have offset language in his contract? Fuck, well, I hope so.
Should have put that in.
Could recoup some of our money.
Right.
Who won the bet between Tyson and Tyrone with Zach signing his rookie deal? Didn't see it. I won. Tyrone owes me, but I won, and then the following day he said he had to work, so he couldn't do it. So he still owes.
Tomorrow.
Yep. All right. This we'll do is we'll probably wrap it up here. Time. You good, prime time?
Yeah, good.
Did we forget anything?
I don't think so.
All right. Tomorrow night, 8:30. Hopefully at a good practice from Zach Wilson.
Please.
Talk to you guys later.
Have a good night.